परी आना तो लिंक भेजो। लिंक भेजो। यूट्यूब लाइव का लिंक भेजो। नहीं छोड़ोगे? छोड़ दो। Okay, we are live now. Let's begin our session, and we have few questions to discuss today. Please join fast and see. Type in the chat box if you can hear me. Type one if you can hear me. Type one if you can hear me. If you want to speak, you have to raise your hand and then only you can speak. I'm not able to hear you. Raise your hand if you want to speak. Okay, the first question is okay. You can speak. Kusag, Kusag, you can speak. Yes. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Please go ahead. Okay. Which chapter it is? It is from GST. Okay. Question number 8. Can you read the question loudly? Okay, it's a good sum to practice the whole GST concept. Manufacturer marks the article at rupees 5,000. So mark price is, this is exercise 1. Question number 8. Can you see my screen? So mark price is rupees 5,000. Okay. He sells it to wholesaler at a discount of 25% on the mark price, and wholesaler sells it to retailer at a discount of 15%. So you have to understand in this way. There is manufacturer, there is a wholesaler, and there is retailer. Okay. Manufacturer selling it to wholesaler at discount of 25%. Wholesaler selling it to retailer at a discount of 15%. First two lines are clear. Mark price is 5,000. So how much will be selling price? Selling price for manufacturer will be 5,000 minus 25% of 5,000. Clear? This will give us 5,000 minus 25% of 5,000 is how much? Let's calculate it. 25% of 5,000 will be 1250. Recheck the calculation. 1250 minus from 5,000, it will be 3750. So this is the price paid by wholesaler. Paid by wholesaler. Okay. And wholesaler is selling it to retailer at 15% discount. So selling price for wholesaler. Wholesaler selling price, let's calculate it. Wholesaler selling price will be, let's go down, let's calculate it below. Wholesaler selling price for wholesaler is 5,000 mark price minus 15% discount, 15% of 5,000. So this will be 5,000 minus 15% of 5,000. That will give us how much? 5,000 minus 750. That will come down to 4,250. This amount is paid by whom? Retailer. Okay. So we have not reached till the consumer. Now the retailer sells it to consumer at the mark price. Okay. Selling price for retailer is how much? Rupees 5,000. Who pays this? Paid by, yes, paid by consumer. Got it? So the retailer sells it to consumer at market price. If all the sales are intra-state, now intra-state means within the same state. The sales are intra-state sales. So intra-state, in the case of intra-state sale, it is CGST and SGST, right? Intra-state will have CGST and SGST. Same state, huh? So rate of GST is 12%. GST is at the rate of 12%. So this will be divided into parts. CGST at 6%, SGST at 6%. Clear? Now one by one. The amount inclusive of tax under GST which the wholesaler pays for the article. Amount inclusive of tax means GST is included, which wholesaler pays for the article. So let's go up. Wholesaler is paying Wholesaler is paying to whom? Wholesaler is paying to whom? Wholesaler is, wholesaler is paying to manufacturer, right? So how much will he pay? Selling price plus GST, right? Retailer will pay to wholesaler. How much will he pay? Selling price plus GST, right? Got it? Yes or no? Wholesaler will pay to manufacturer and retailer will pay to wholesaler. Is it clear? Okay. Now, the amount which wholesaler pays. So let's calculate. Here itself we calculate CGST. CGST. By the way, it's asking you the total amount inclusive of tax. So you can do one thing. You can directly calculate GST at 12%, the total tax. But we will need tax under central government and state government. So I would advise don't use this. Let's do CGST and SGST separately. Okay. Let's do CGST and SGST separately. So CGST paid by wholesaler. CGST paid by wholesaler will be 6% of how much? 3,750. So this will come down to 5 2 times. This will be 5 7 times 35. 5. That will be equal to this 450. And same will be the SGST. SGST will also be 450. So wholesaler will pay amount paid by wholesaler. Let's write it here itself. I'm writing it here. Amount paid by how much? What is the mistake? So this is 2 one time and 2 3 times. So this will not be 450. This will be 220. This will be 225. So amount, very good to solve. Amount paid by wholesaler to manufacturer be 3,750 plus 225 plus 225. This will come down to 450. Add 450 to 3750. Let's see how much it is. Just check. It is 4,200. Okay, it's 4,200. Okay. Now, so this is the answer number one. The amount inclusive of tax which the wholesaler pays for the article. This is answer one. This is our answer one. First answer. Second one. The amount inclusive of tax which the retailer pays to the article for the article. Retailer is paying to whom? Wholesaler. Retailer to wholesaler. So for retailer, selling price for retailer is paid by retailer is paying selling price 4,250. So he will pay the taxes based on this amount. So amount paid by retailer to wholesaler, amount paid by amount paid by retailer to wholesaler will be selling price plus CGST plus SGST. So this will come down to rupees 4,250 plus 6% of 4,250 plus 6% of 4,250. Now let's calculate it and tell me it will be, let's start it. will come down to 450. 0, 0, 0. Let's calculate it. Let me check. 5 8 ja 40, 5 9 ja 5 2 ja 3 ja. So this will be rupees 4250 plus rupees 3 5 ja 15. So SGST will also be rupees 2,255. That is 510. So total amount paid by the retailer will be 4,760, isn't it? Got it? So next, this is our answer number two. This is our answer number two. The amount inclusive of GST which the retailer pays for the article. Okay, this is number two. Next one is the amount of tax under GST which the wholesaler pays to the central government. Now see the input and output part. Wholesaler, when purchased from the manufacturer, his input was rupees 225. What he paid to manufacturer was his input, and what he got from the retailer was his output. Right? So 255 is the output for, this is the output for wholesaler. Okay. So see this amount 225 which he paid to the manufacturer will be paid by manufacturer to the central government. Okay. And the remaining, the liability of wholesaler, we will calculate it like this. Let's do it like this. Liability of whom? Liability of wholesaler. Liability of wholesaler. Liability of wholesaler is his output minus input. How much is his output? His output is rupees 255. His input is rupees 225. So its liability will be CGST will be rupees 30. The same will be his SGST. So this will go to central government. This will go to central government. Question number 3 is asking the amount of tax which the wholesaler pays to the central government is rupees 30. This is our number 3. Got it? And then next is number 4, the amount of tax which the retailer pays to state government. Retailer. Now, retailer who sells the article to the consumer, right? At what price? 5,000. So 6% of 5,000, 6% of 5,000. So output for retailer. Let's calculate output for retailer. Output for retailer. This output for retailer is nothing but the tax paid by whom? Uh, Retailer sells to whom? Retailer sells to consumer. So the output for retailer will be tax paid by consumer. And consumer will pay tax at what? At the selling price. So 5,000 is the selling price. Sorry. So let's calculate how much is the tax. 6%. 6% of 5,000. This will be 300. And this will be same CGST 300 as GST 300. CGST 300 as well as SGST 300 and 300 separately. Okay, 300 CGST, 300 SGST. But in the question you are asked to calculate the amount of tax which the retailer pays to the state government. So his state government input the amount paid by the retailer to wholesaler. That is his input. The tax which he pay to the this tax which the retailer pays to the wholesaler is his input. How much is that? That was whatever was the output for wholesaler is input for input for retailer. Clear? So retailer input is 255, retailer output is 300. So liability of retailer, liability of retailer for state government, and it will be same for central government also, will be his output minus his input. His output is 300 and he already paid 255. So rupees 45 is the liability of retailer will be paid to state government by whom? No, no. Consumer is not paying to state government or central government. Consumer paid the tax 300 to retailer. And on behalf of consumer, yes, rupees 45 will be paid to the state government by the retailer. Okay. So this is how we do. This is the classic example where everything has been calculated: input, output, state tax, central tax, paid by wholesaler, paid by retailer, paid by consumer. So it's a very good example, but very good question asked. And, okay, okay, no problem. Okay. Okay. So I've got the question. Can you read out the question loudly? Now this is a reverse question. We'll do this question in reverse mode. Let's do it. Try to understand question number 12. wholesaler is there who gives some discount. List price is 8,000. He gives some discount to retailer. Okay. So let's say list price and minus discount will be discounted price. Discounted price. Say discounted price be rupees X. Say discounted price be rupees X. So he will pay the GST, CGST and SGST at the rate of 9% to the wholesaler. So CGST will be 9% of X is 9x by 100. SGST will also be 9x by 100, isn't it? SGST is also 9x by 100. SGST is also 9x by 100. Clear? Now, retailer sells it to the consumer. Huh? So, shopkeeper retailer is the shopkeeper, retailer is the shopkeeper. Shopkeeper sells it to consumer and he sells it at LP 8,000 only. So consumer will pay 8,000 plus 9% plus 9% paid, paid by consumer. Paid by consumer. So let's calculate the CGST, SGST paid by consumer. CGST and it will be same as GST. SGST it will be 9% of 8,000. 9% of 8,000 will be how much? 720. Okay. So retailer, the shopkeeper, whatever tax paid to wholesaler, that was his input, and whatever tax paid by consumer to retailer is output, and his liability of shopkeeper, liability of shopkeeper or retailer, whatever given in the question, will be his output minus input. His output is how much? 720. His input is how much? And this liability is rupees 72. The last statement of the question, if the shopkeeper pay a tax under GST of rupees 72 to the state government, so his state government liability came down to 72. Okay, so this will give us the discounted price 720 minus 9x by 100. Let's calculate it. This is 72. So let's calculate it. Let me do it in this way. It is 9x by 100 goes to RHS and 72 comes to LHS. It will be this way. 720 minus 72. Let's calculate it. This implies that 9x upon 100 will be 720 minus 72. 10 में से 2 जाएगा 8, मतलब कि 1, 11 में 7 जाएगा 4 और ये 6, 648. So x will be 648 into 100 upon 9. And when we simplify it, it will be how much? 9, 1 time 9, 7, 7,100. What is x? That is, what is x? What was x? Discounted price. Then how much will be discount? Therefore, discount will be how much? So listed price was how much? So 8,000 minus 7,200 is how much? So you are asked discount percent, rate of discount. Therefore, rate of discount will be 800 on 8,000. Then how much on 100? This will give us the final answer. That will come down to our 10%. And these kind of questions are very important. They used to come in exam. This is called reverse calculation. You may check the answer and confirm. Okay. Okay. So GST is clear now. Great. Any other question from any other chapter? Please come again. Say it again. No problem. So, don't you have any other question right now? So can we conclude the class? Okay. Thank you for joining. Wish you all the best for your exam tomorrow. Signing off.